Well, recent studies show humans consume tens of thousands of tiny little pieces of plastic every year. And if you're drinking water primarily from plastic bottles, that number increases significantly. New tonight, our Elise Ramey breaks down the research and shows us how you can lower that number.
Water bottles.
Lindra Brown is making coffee for her and her husband.
I don't waste water.
Not wasting water or time as she gets ready for the day. Brushing her teeth, using a plastic spray bottle filled with bottled water, or sometimes using filtered water from the tap. And with each task that requires water, it's pretty much the same routine.
Between 10 and 15.
That's how many bottles of water she uses each day since 2013, before the water emergency was even officially declared in Flint. It's now been 5 years. Countless cases of bottled water have been bought, donated, distributed, and used.
I think that the citizens, residents of Flint, are undervalued to keep us in this type of state.
Lindra and other people living in Flint have been told by Mayor Karen Weaver to continue using water filters and bottled water while lead pipes are being replaced. The city's goal is to have all lead-tainted lines replaced by the end of this year. And after the latest round of testing, both the state and the EPA say Flint water now meets federal water quality standards. But until she trusts that the water is safe, Lindra says this will be her reality, and she does not feel good about it.
Fear. Wanting a way out of it, of being exposed and having this sense of two evils. I actually feel helpless, but I have no other alternative.
The other evil she's referring to is plastic.
It is well known that plastics give off chemicals, outgas chemicals from what they're made from, and that the plastic does deteriorate over time.
Dr. Alfred Johnson is an osteopathic physician from Dallas, a part of the Johnson Medical Associates Medical Clinic. With 40 years of experience in practicing environmental medicine and understanding toxic exposures, he's weighing in on a study published in June in the Environmental Science and Technology Journal. The study found that Americans ingest between 74,000 and 121,000 microplastic particles a year through what they breathe in, drink, or eat, depending on age and sex. And for someone in Lindra's shoes who primarily drinks bottled water, the intake of microplastics jumps to 90,000 particles annually compared to 4,000 microplastics for those who drink only tap water.
So now what's coming out of here, right here, is the alkaline water.
But there are alternatives, one right in downtown Flint.
We get calls from all over the country, actually, to be honest with you, who want us to ship them the water. But shipping water, first of all, would be so costly because it's heavy.
Heavy because of the glass. That's how organic grocery store The Granary has packaged its filtered alkaline pH-balanced water from the beginning.
But as soon as the technology came to the United States, which was, well, 27 years ago, that's when we started doing it.
Owner Susan Beatty sells alkaline water that helps your body fight off toxins and chemicals it may be exposed to. She says packaging it in plastic wouldn't make sense and would make the product less effective.
And we only ever have bottled it in glass because plastic is made from petrochemicals. And anytime you put water in whatever vessel you put it in, it will leach from that vessel, whether it's, you know, aluminum or plastic or whatever.
A small glass is $2.50, a large one $6.75, and refills are far cheaper. For those who do not choose to drink out of a glass bottle or from the tap, what can be done to lessen the amount of microplastics entering their system? One key is how you store plastic water bottles.
So the message to the people drinking bottled water is you want to look for bottles that are BPA free. And you want to keep them out of the heat because heat does cause plastic to deteriorate. Now, is this a health problem? Probably not, as far as we know right now.
Dr. Johnson stresses that far more research needs to be done to figure out how and if these tiny particles of plastic are bad for your health. Lindra is not only concerned about her welfare, but also for her community and young neighbors. She's lived and worked in Flint for 30 years. Her husband retired from Buick, but she says money is tight. And she's lost money, she says, trying to fix issues caused by the water emergency.
So we end up basically getting a whole new kitchen, and it put us in debt because we had got a second mortgage on the house. From what I'm seeing, it's only happening to the poor.
So she heavily relies on donated water and appreciates those who continue to give.
I'm so thankful that people continue, and please continue to do this until we get the water situation done.
In Flint, Elise Ramey, ABC 12 News.